Well, obviously, but I mean, I think we're going to Ottawa, aren't we? So, so Carly's going to be in that game. There's lots of good players in that game too. So, but obviously he's a real good player. People are talking about it. I've never coached against him. So, but everyone tells me he's as good a player as they've ever seen. So he must be really, really gifted. I know I talked to him prior to the draft. He's a great kid. We wish him luck.
Going back to Tyler for a second, you've been asked regularly about how he's played without the puck, but how well is he playing? He's always very good in the face-off circle, but how is he developing the details?
Well, I think if you just ask guys or tell guys what you want, and if they're all in, they work at it. And I think he's worked real hard at his game and getting better all the time. And, they really had it going with Van Riemsdyk. And then Van Riemsdyk got hurt, and I thought that hurt our team's confidence for a bit. We seem to have it back, and we play better now. And Bozy and PA and whoever they play with seem to be moving along again. I thought Winnick was good for him last night, provided some size and some speed, got on the forecheck for him.
Coach, yesterday you made a comment about your players. If they come to the bench and tell you they're okay after a hit, then they're okay.
Well, no.
Are you concerned about how your players or young players or coaches who look up to you might interpret that?
Well, so this is what, everything's, I was asked a question yesterday about what happened with the Weidman. And the first thing I said was I wasn't there. But I did say this. The trainer and the doctor are under unbelievable pressure from the player and the coach when these things happen. And we can all live in a fantasy world and think that we don't want him to keep playing. When a player hardly is bumped at all, and you think he shouldn't be going to the quiet room for 15 minutes because you think you need him in the game, in the heat of the action, you want him to play. I think that's a pretty normal thing. And the player wants to play. And the player says, I'm not going in the room. And the coach says, come on, what are we doing here? And they grab him and they take him to the room. That's their job. But they're also professional people on that bench that know that's the standard and that they have to protect the players. And we all know we have to protect the players. But we have multiple people to do it. If you're coaching minor hockey and someone's bumped and he looks dazed, they got to leave the game. In the NHL, you have multiple people. Just like they don't let me decide when a guy gets back or how sore he is, because I'd have everyone playing all the time because I'm the coach. We have people to do that. So guys like me are protected from myself. And the players are protected from themselves.
It should be the doctor's call.
Well, you have a guy on the bench. Well, what I said yesterday is, and I made it very clear, is we put undue pressure on that guy. The player does, and the coach does. And you could say, well, why would you do that? Because we like to win.
I don't know if you
So you can interpret that any way you want. That's the truth right there. Do we want to protect our players 100%? Are concussions part of contact sport? Yes, too bad. Do we know the players should be looked at? Yes. Do we do that 100%? We still put pressure on.
I don't know if you saw Joe Quenneville last night. Is there something you think the league could do to clarify the goalie interference aspect of the coach's challenge?
I never saw. That's a very good question. You know what? If I answer that question today, I probably got to talk about it again tomorrow, right? Because I talked about this yesterday, and I got to talk about it again today. Is it real clear?
Yeah.
No. That's why it's hard. But it's hard for the official too, and they're doing the best they possibly can. They got a little wee tablet to decide.
Do you think they should centralize it with the War Office?
Yeah, but I think someone else is in charge of this, just like the concussion part. I'm just a coach. But I do have strong feelings on all this.
Coach, talk about the resiliency you've seen from the guys the last two games.
Well, I think just pretty resilient, period, not just the last two games. We lost in Tampa 1-0. I thought we played real well. I thought we've had good bounce back. I think for a bit, and I mentioned it too, we were playing pretty good. Van Riemsdyk got hurt. And then I thought for a while it was like we were just trying to survive instead of trying to win. And it appears to me like we're trying to win again. And that's a confidence thing. And, it's easy to say, oh, be confident today. That doesn't work like that. You got to earn the right to feel confident by how hard you play and how hard you compete. And, getting some wins is helpful. We have, I think, 6 in a row, if I'm not mistaken, or 5 in a row on the road here. So take them one at a time, get ready for them.